Hey, 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 hey. What is going on? We are back and we are black. Bodiless passenger, what's happening with you, my nigga? Hey, you like that sample, huh? Nigga, it took me a minute to do that. Hey, hey. Oh, you know me, I'm just sitting here grooving, reading this news and shit. What is going on? What is going on? We are back and we are black. I'm your boy Warren G. Been clowning sucker free since 2003. You already know what it is. The No I Don't Know TV podcast. Shout out to Nuke. She's still a part of this shit. Nuke just been super busy in and out of the state, handling business. Pray for her. But what's happening, everybody? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? We back and we black. Man, it's a lot to talk about. Same old shit. Hey. So shout out to all my niggas that think that racism don't exist. Shout out to all my niggas. Shout out to all the people out there, especially the white folk that be like, well, I don't even see color. Oh, the broadcast stopped. Look, you already know what's gonna happen. It's good on my end, but you already know what's gonna happen. You know that. It'll kick back in. So if you're experiencing technical difficulties, this would happen on my podcast, because I'll be saying some real shit. Hey. Hey. Shout out to people that just be like, but I don't see color. Like, you know, when I see a person, I just see an African-American man. Stop lying. I don't know what's worse, white fragility and deflection, anti-black racism, or the sambos and coons that I'm about to get on today. Jesus Christ. We fighting two wars. So shout out to all my niggas that's out there fighting two wars. You're fighting racism, white supremacy, and the institution of racism and white supremacy, and you're fighting the sambos, coons, Steven from Django, telling about the gun line, Hayward Shepherd ass niggas. Hey, shout out to everybody that's out there. Hey, I want to send a special shout out to all my people out there in Philly, New York, Texas, Minnesota, LA, La Mesa, the Yay area, LA County. Hey, and even out here to Vegas, even though Vegas tried to do a little protest, but shout out to the major cities that's out there putting in work. Hey. Shout out to all y'all niggas that's out there finessing. Shout out to motherfuckers that gotta get up and go to work every day. You know, the real motherfuckers that be like, nah, man, I gotta work, bro. I ain't got time. Just like me, motherfuckers like, hey, Warren, you about to do this? I'm like, nigga, I gotta go to work. Nigga. Just like everybody else. I gotta go to the court plantation too. Why you ain't out there protesting? Nigga, because after we protest, then what we gonna do? Facts. Everybody talk about protesting, but what you gonna do after all this? And what you protesting for? And two, if you protesting out there to try to get some silly Simon sucker ass nigga to vote, that's not it. Hey. 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 Shout out to all my bitches that's out there that now that Vegas has opened up, now you trying to auction off that pussy. Y'all know I gotta do it. Hey. So shout out to all my bitches that's auctioning off their pussy on Amazon and on OfferUp.com and Wayfair. That's just what I need. Bitches be like, let me get for the yeah, sold to the next sucker. So shout out to all my bitches out there auctioning off their pussy hole. Shout out to all the looters that's out there that they, for some sort of imaginary thinking, they just think it's all niggas out there looting. But it's a whole bunch of white folk out there looting. Like that bitch that was carrying across that goddamn cake, that cheesecake. She probably worked at that damn restaurant. Hey. shout out to all you niggas that's out there that's sitting around the house thinking that you're a finesser and you're great at it, but all you're doing is just wasting your own time. You know those niggas, so shout out to them. Hey. Shout out to everybody that's out there who's trying to make a difference in their life as well as other people's lives by each one teaching 21. So shout out to them. Now I'm about to get into it. Hey, let me turn this shit down. Hey, bodiless passenger, what's happening, man? I see you. I know the shit probably be stopping. What's going on? Hey, you like that stuff? That shit hard. Hey, I be doing a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? I be working on some shit. Old as fuck, but I still be out there. I love making music, so I ain't gonna never stop. But anyway, man, it's a lot of shit going on. First thing I'm gonna get on is this, like, we're fighting two fights. So niggas gotta fight racism, white supremacy, anti-black racism, right? You gotta fight other racial groups, right? Then you gotta fight your own people because it's your own people out there that's because they're a doctor or a lawyer or they with a motherfucker that's a lawyer or a doctor. You gotta fight them because they get the Samboing and cooning. And that's what I don't understand. The Samboing and cooning and the Hayward Shepherds and the Stephen from Django's like, nigga, what are y'all doing? That's exactly why the dominant society and white folk for the most part be like, they'll point out a coon ass nigga and be like, why you ain't like him? And it's like, wait, hold on. What you mean why we ain't like him? Nah, man, I ain't with that shit. But that's what they want. They want you to be like that. And it makes it awfully hard because I was looking at, there was a lot of shit going on Twitter the last couple of days. I had this one motherfucker, I don't know if he was white, he had to be white. He sounded like an agent provocateur. But he talking about, oh, well, first thing he bring up, well, it isn't black people that just been oppressed. You know, white people been oppressed too. You know, the Jews and Holocaust. I said, man, we talking about what's happened to black folk on U.S. soil. We're not talking about the Jewish community. That happened to them in Europe. First. Second, how are they getting reparations from this country for something that happened to them in Europe? But black folk who built this country ain't getting shit. And then when you bring it up, motherfuckers get to panting and sighing and having an attitude. And it's like, wait, hold on. Can't have no attitude and sigh and have, you know, had this vitriolic mentality towards us when we're deserving of the reparations. So you don't think we're deserving of land, wealth, and resources? So you build a country from the ground up for free. You get treated like an animal at all costs. And then when you start griping about reparation, things that are owed to you, motherfuckers start having benign neglect and deflecting and white fragility and talking about LGBTQ matters and motherfuckers done took the goddamn movement and co-opted it, made it some other shit. It's like, wait, nigga, hold on, what y'all doing? That, to me, that's the biggest problem with black folk. We want people to be a part of our movement so bad, we'll let them co-opt it and turn it to something else. I'm looking at how the police chief in Texas was like, you know, it's a shame what happened to black people. You know, I'm Latino. You know, we built this country. And everybody like cheering them on. I'd be like, whoa. No. That's a misnomer. And that's a false narrative. Y'all did not build this country. Native black people built this country. There's so many books out there that talks about what we did. So, no. I'm not talking about after the country was built, the railroads and everything was built, then people started coming over here. I'm talking about before all that. When Columbus and all them clown-ass motherfuckers over there like, ooh, we can straight out take this over. Let's just have them build it and, you know, that shit. It wasn't no Latinos they was forcing to build, it was black folk. So stop it. You know what I mean? And the thing that I would say that I feel like is the most misconception about our struggle is that we're not really focused on the struggle at hand. That's why I put a tweet out that most black people just want to be famous. They don't want to be activists. They want to be known for being activists. They don't want to really do it. And you like, well, Warren, you trying, not really. Because nigga, I'm not out here sending my podcast, hey, check this out. No, man, you fuck with it, you fuck with it. You don't, you don't. That's one. Two, I don't need to be no leader. Each one got to teach 21. That's what the goal is. Your goal is to read a book, give that knowledge to somebody else, and then have them read it. Your goal isn't to just lead. It takes a special person to be a leader 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know what I mean? And I think we're losing the focus because everybody just want to be a leader. Everybody want to be in the driver's seat and have that power and have your ego stimulated. But don't nobody want to do the groundwork and the studying and the reading. And I think that's the biggest to me problem. That's why I tweeted. I was like, everybody just want to they want to be famous. Don't nobody really want to be look at all the black celebs that done came out. The majority of them have been pandering to the dominant society. And then you got Oprah. I tweeted about Oprah. And a lot of people was jumping on that. I was like, no, Oprah. You are the agent for the dominant society. You went after the late, great Michael Jackson, knowing he's been gone for like 10 years, knowing he can't defend himself, got some other suck-ass white boys to corroborate some lies on Michael Jackson because you were paid by the dominant society, so you turned on him. And then y'all had to walk back y'all statements because none of the shit was true. Now you want to have a motherfucking round table with all these people that they want to be our leaders. Ava DuVernay, she just makes movies to me. I don't consider her no type of leader. None of those people on that panel, that seemed like a Sambo Mammy TED Talk. That's what it looked like. There's a bunch of Mammies and Sambos and Coons just Samboing it up, and because nobody wants to get in front of that camera and speak what the real issue is. The real issue is black folk know how we've been treated in this country the last 400 years. White folks do too. The problem is white folks do not want to give up their white privilege and give up their land, wealth, and resources. That's what the problem is. I'm fine with the anti-black racism if you give us our reparations and I don't have to work in your corporations. My people don't have to work for y'all. We can work for each other. We don't ever have to deal with y'all. Fine, you can be anti-black all you want. But be anti-black and give us back our land, wealth, and resources. It's quid pro quo, something for something. You ain't gotta like me, but you gotta give us what is owed to us. That's what I'm looking at. That's the biggest problem. And I think that's always been a major issue with black folk versus every other racial group. Then you got all these other racial groups. I was watching this video about this Mexican dude calling black people niggas and fuck those fucking niggers and you guys trust them, fuck them, and walking up and down the street with a chainsaw. But motherfuckers be talking this black and brown coalition. That's some bullshit. The reason why I said some bullshit because every other racial group laughs at us as they benefit off of us. That's why I don't understand why y'all so surprised. That shit don't surprise me at all. At all. Hold on. Now I'm about to play this motherfucking this video of Dr. Ben Carson, my bad. So here, let me play this video.
This week you called for everyone to just take a step back on both sides. I'm quoting you now. Don't use every opportunity to criticize someone else and to try to make them into the demon and just hurl insults at each other. That's not helpful. You just talked about how you don't like to demonize people. 3 days after you said that, though, the president retweeted a video clip that featured conservative personalities talking about George Floyd's past drug use, his arrest record. One of them said, quote, "The fact that George Floyd has been held up as a martyr sickens me. George Floyd was not a good person," unquote. I know that you didn't retweet this, but the president did. Does that help the nation?
Y'all know that that's what they're going to do. It's about defamation of character. Y'all know that's what they're going to do. So why does that surprise you? But let's see what Dr. Ben Carson got to say.
What will help the nation heal is if we will engage in dialogue together. Let's not make the solution be a Democrat solution or a Republican solution. Let's make it be an American solution and recognize that our country is extraordinary. This is the destination country.
Man, what? There go the Samboing. See, that's some Sambo talk. You Sambo babbling.
for other people. People form caravans trying to get in here, other places they're trying to get out of. There's
Yeah, well, they forming caravans to try to get into the United States because y'all giving all the land, wealth, and resources to all these other racial groups, but you're not giving them to the black folk. But you are the sambo, that you are the exception to the rule. So since you're a doctor and you got a little bit of the wealth, imaginary wealth, because you don't got the wealth of the Rothschilds, the Rockefeller, you don't have that type of wealth, but you got a little bit of the nigger rich resources that they gave you. So you will turn a blind eye to the benign neglect policy, how all these other racial groups can come here, practice anti-black racism towards us, and get all the resources and then talk shit about us and then call us thugs, predators. Man, get the fuck out of here.
a reason for that. And we need to make sure that we preserve that. No one from the outside can bring us down. Not China, not Russia, not Iran. No one can. But we can destroy ourselves internally. There's no question about it.
Man, what is you talking about, man? Come on, man. Sambo.
That. A house divided against itself cannot stand. We, the American people, are not each other's enemies. We must be smart enough to recognize that and not allow ourselves to be manipulated into thinking that we hate each other and destroying ourselves.
I guess, I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I don't disagree with anything, but you're calling for healing, you're calling for understanding, you're calling for people to listen to each other. And President Trump is retweeting a video in which people are attacking the character of a man, an unarmed black man who was murdered in the streets by a white police officer while 3 other officers stood there.
Look, now this white man is trying his best to set him up with the alley-oop. But Dr. Ben Sambo, Coonson, he ain't trying to dunk it. He trying to avoid it at all costs.
Which you said horrified you. It horrified me. It horrified probably everyone who saw it within reason. And doesn't it hurt the country and this idea that we need to have dialogues and conversations and respect each other when the president is sharing and, in some cases, offering incendiary statements?
I believe you're going to be hearing from the president this week on this topic in some detail. And I would ask you maybe to reserve judgment until after that time.
Man, what? That nigga was samboing like a motherfucker. Man. The sambos are real. They're not fake. It is a disease. And if y'all think that these motherfuckers got y'all best interests at heart, y'all niggas that lost y'all mind, I think you were going to reserve. The president's going to talk. Because this nigga want a job. Y'all got to understand, there are more black folk that are Sambos and Coons and Hayward Shepherds and Steve from Django's than they are people that are going to stand up on principle. Straight up. Straight up. Now, I'm not telling you to go on your job, and I ain't no Sambo. I'm not telling you to do all that. But in order to avoid a lot of that shit at your corporate plantation, become silent and introverted. Take your book to work. On your break, read your book. On your lunch, read your book. Listen to me. Listen to my podcast when you at the job if you can. Don't even deal with them motherfuckers. Because I'm telling you, the less interaction that you have to deal with, unless you know how to keep your composure. Like me, I know how to keep my composure, and I know how to kind of just laugh at people because I think it's funny. Because the 6 years of my studies, and I've only been reading and studying for 6 years. I ain't gonna lie to you. I haven't been studying for 10 and 15, 6 years. So out of the 6 years of me studying, I'm kind of like, I've evolved to the point where I'm not combative and I'm not angry and I don't get aggressive. I just laugh at people like I told you. When I was at the court plantation, somebody was like, well, yeah, I don't understand. You know, all lives should matter. And I said, well, in this particular incident, there was an unarmed black man that was murdered on TV in front of everyone. And it isn't that all lives doesn't matter, but there's a injustice that is being done to black folk in this country, but it's different because your perspective is that. But if you're not a black person in this country, it's kind of hard for you to be like, why are they being like that? It's almost like, why is white people like that to black people the last 450 years? but you would have to go check and do the history to see where the rooted issues are. You know what I mean? And he was very shocked. This person was very shocked because of how I answered it. And I said, but you should keep your opinion and your perspective because that's good. Don't change it. Don't change your belief system. That's what you believe. Don't change it. But I'll just tell you this. If you are not black in this country, then your experience is totally different from the average black person. And that's it. That's all I say. And the only reason why I broke it down like that, because me and this coworker, we cool, we cordial. And it changed his view. And he was very, very, you could tell he was uncomfortable after because I was so calm and I wasn't emotional. And I'm not emotional because I don't care. Because emotion, once you don't have control of your emotions at the core plantation, then they got you. 1, 2, that shows lack of discipline, lack of composure. So you gotta know how to keep your composure. That's just like that time when I was reading this book, right? I was reading this book at the core plantation. Motherfucker made some smart ass comment. I just laughed in his face. Because he assumed because of the book, the cover of the book, that it was just some goons and goblins and ghouls and goblins type bullshit. And when I was like, you probably couldn't even comprehend what this person is talking about in this book. And then he got all pissed off. And I laughed at him. You know why? Because the last thing somebody want to see is a black person reading. That is my personal perspective and opinion. They don't expect you to read. They expect you to be on your phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being on your phone. But there is something with you not studying, researching, trying to find out what is going on for yourself. Like on Twitter, they always go to name calling, the dominant society, when they have no answers. I just kept saying, why don't you read Black Letter, White Wealth? Read Powernomics. Well, they weren't here before. Well, read They Came Before Columbus by Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. Read How These Laws are Oppressing Black People. Read The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. Read it. And then we can come back and have the same dialogue. Once you start hitting them with books, man, oh, you're just ignorant. Oh, you're stupid. Oh, you're delusional. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. That's why we got to stop fighting each other and look at them, because it's a team sport. I always tell you, racism, white supremacy is a team sport. It's an institution. Somebody was like, well, racism, well, they say racism, you know, it just doesn't affect black people. And I was like, well, racism is the competition of resources. You use those resources to oppress another group. Well, the dominant society is white, and they have all the resources, so they oppress black folk. Because if they didn't want, they just give us our land, wealth, and resources that are owed to us for building the country for free. Once you start tweeting that, oh man, you get, how dare you, and you know, and then they want to bring up the flag like Drew Brees. Drew Brees is nothing but another white supremacist who need black niggas to catch that ball he's throwing, but don't give a fuck about no niggas or black culture. Just like Mark Wahlberg. I don't know why y'all... Mark Wahlberg has always had anti-black racism in his blood. He's always displayed it. Now his older brother, I don't know, maybe not so much, but Mark Wahlberg has. You can tell. He tries to forget it, but he was trending on Twitter because motherfuckers dug up that shit. How he was chasing black kids around, calling them niggas and shit. Remember, he's from Boston, one of the most racist cities in America. I don't know what's more racist, them or Mississippi. Stop it. But I think we just, for the most part, we be looking at motherfucking black celebrities and say, black celebrities ain't gonna say, you look at what Ben Carson did. Now you got Colin Powell coming out talking about, what did he say? Talking about vote for Joe Biden. All that. See, they're taking this Black Lives Matter movement and turning to let's go vote. Because that's the only way you're gonna make change. Vote for whom? Because if you think I'm finna vote for crazy Joe 94 crime Bill Biden, nope. I don't give a fuck who his goddamn VP is. You go find go get a black woman. That doesn't mean nothing to me. Because any black woman you pick is going to be safe and they're not going to fight for black folk. Straight up. And that's why, in my honest opinion, I'm like, well, I feel like they trying to change this to something else. And they are changing the narrative. I ain't gonna lie. They changing the narrative to let's go vote. But to me, it's entirely up to what we want to do as a people. It's not up to them. You see a lot of people out there dancing and buck dancing and sambo. I'm like, God damn. You see people out there hugging officers, and it's like, now's not the time to be hugging people. Now's not the time to be trying to kumbaya and let's all see it. And okay, I get it. You got white folk out there, but my thing is, my question to white folk, and I hope you're listening. White folk, but what are you going to do when you get back to those corporations that you work at? You CEOs and managers and VPs that ain't got no black person in a position of power where you work. That you know the black people at the bottom are getting treated badly. And you say nothing and you do nothing. So all these other corporations trying to jump on the Black Lives Matter movement, we stand with black people, that's a bunch of bullshit. Go look at your average Fortune 500 company. You don't see no black folk in charge of nothing. It'll be some fictitious black folk that's in charge of a skeleton crew that don't do no type of moving and shaking. And then the real moving and shaking and puzzles to the pieces, white folk are in charge of. Go read The Wealth Choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. He talks about how every black millionaire and black CEO that he interviewed that worked at a major Fortune 500 company, they left because of how they were being treated because of them being black. So stop all this where everybody stand, just like that brother, that white boy that had that restaurant out there in D.C., now it's coming out, he's got some anti-black racism. It doesn't surprise me. I want everybody to start digging up everybody's bones, every dominant society's bones in their closet. Dig them out. Mark Wahlberg, all these motherfucking white people. Dig them out. You gonna see. I don't care if they bear to dig up those bones and put them out there on blast so we can all see exactly how much anti-black racism they have displayed over the years. And that shit is not gonna change. They'll just become covert with it. See, when you go to the court plantation, most operations of racism, white supremacy is covert. It's behind the scenes. As Dr. Frances Wilson always say this, tell us what's being said when we're not in the rooms, white people. That's what we need from y'all. When you in the room with a whole bunch of your peers and they talking a whole bunch of shit about Jarquan or John Tavius or Marquise or Laquan or whatever, are you gonna be that person that's like, nah, that ain't cool, and don't do that. Don't do that. Or you that person that's gonna sit there and not say nothing, and then the whole time you like, damn, they are racist, but you ain't gonna say nothing. Because that's what I feel like is going on at every major Fortune 500 company that's in the United States of America. I think anti-black racism is the name of the game. It's a team sport. That's why, go look at the major Fortune 500 companies and see who's in charge. It ain't no black folk. Look at all the politicians. Ain't no black folk. Unless they're safe. Every black person that you've seen being interviewed on TV, they're safe. It isn't nobody that's going to be raw and uncut that's going to be like, y'all white people know that racism and white supremacy has been existing for the last 400 years. Y'all also know that y'all have what's called white privilege. Stop being dumb. Y'all know that exists. And y'all know as long as y'all uphold the institution of racism and white supremacy and continue anti-black racism, then you don't have to give up your white privilege. You know that. And that's not going to change. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, I look at some of the shit and I just be like, damn, man, like some of the people on my Twitter, I mean, motherfuckers just be some Simple Simon ass shit. Straight up. Just Simple Simon. Some of the shit I be reading, I be like, wow. I'm going to read something to you right now. Slave trade still going on in Africa. White people aren't doing it. White cops didn't kill that 16. See? That's deflection. Oh, I'm going to get to them when I get off of my podcast. White people aren't burning women and children alive in churches over there. Deflection. You see how when you start talking about anti-black racism and racism, white supremacy, the first thing somebody bring up is motherfuckers want to bring what's going on in Africa. I'm talking about what's going on in the United States of America Incorporated. I'm not talking about everywhere else. That's one. Two, why is it every time we talk about what's going on U.S. soil, motherfuckers bring up some shit that happened in Europe? Like motherfuckers want to bring up the Jewish Holocaust. Well, when you say the Jewish Holocaust, I'll raise you 10 with the secret relationship between Jews and blacks. Stop it. If you think you want to make a profit. Stop with the bullshit. And stop playing the games. You know, white folk are very aware of their privilege. They're very aware of their anti-black racism. They're very aware that racism, white supremacy is an institution. It's a team sport. That's why that white Caucasian race warrior that ran over a black brother, the police was protecting him and wouldn't let the crowd get to him. That's called being on code. If you don't have a code that's established, then you're not gonna make it. To me, look. First of all, let's just use the core plantation as let's just use that as the template. When you're at the core plantation, niggas do not stick together because you always gonna have that one nigga that's the coon or the sambo. You gonna have that Dre from the wash that's gonna be all up in the boss's face and kissing his ass and doing whatever he say, and eyes get right on that boss. Because, you know, they want to make a good impression. Then you're going to have that nigga that's like, fuck these niggas. I'm just here to do my job and go home. Then you're going to have the Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Then you're going to have the other nigga that's, oh, shit, let me see what I can finesse up out of this job while I'm here. But we don't have a code established. And that's what the problem is. And that's why they pick out the Colin Powells, the Ben Carsons. They pick out all these people that are coons and sambos and mammies, and then they prop them up and be like, well, see, look. That's why you got all these mammy coon sambos babbling and talking about, oh, we need to come together, and, you know, white folk have really been helping us and all this other shit. And it's like, look, man, right now is not the time to be talking about we need to all come together. Right now is the time to be pushing for, well, the reason why we're protesting, because for one, y'all killing us with impunity. Two, where's the reparations at? Black people are poor and disenfranchised, and y'all know it. That's strategy. That's strategic. That didn't just happen by accident. But motherfucker will, I would say, a motherfucker will deflect, have white fragility, play the game like they don't know what's going on. That's why I'll be like, man, y'all suffering from white fragility, man. Straight up. But I think a lot of the times it's because nobody's really pulled their coats out and be like, well, man, you know you bullshit. Stop it. That's why, and what they want you to do, for the most part, white folks want you to, it's like a web, and it's never ending. And they build and they construct the web in such a way, so much deflecting and white fragility, that you get entangled in it, and then you forget what you're talking about. Well, come on, I don't really have white fragility. I don't even know what that is. I don't have white privilege. I'm poor just like you. I have to bust my butt just like you. Stop it. You got white folk out here really thinking that they in their position because they worked hard. Stop it. You in that position because of how you look. You white. And then they'll try to tell a nigga, a regular black person, all you gotta do is work hard like me. You can have a position like me. Stop it. Stop it. Stop telling black folk they can be like Steve Jobs and be like, God damn it, and be like Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos got $350,000 in the 80s to start Amazon. Black folk parents ain't got no $350,000. They ain't got $350. They ain't got $3.50. So stop it. But here we are with the coon and the sandborn. And that's what the problem be. Let me play this interview. I'm gonna play a little bit of Powell. Let's see if it plays. Cause you know it's be bullshit. They be playing commercials and shit and all this other bullshit and always talking about the virus. Ain't nobody worried about that goddamn virus. If y'all so worried about it, y'all shouldn't have opened up shit. Stop it. See, all these commercial shit, that's why we wait for the commercials. They be bullshit.
So, yeah, I know you didn't vote for him in 2016. I assume, based on the fact that you approved Joe Biden when then Senator Obama picked him to be his running mate in 2008, I assume you're going to be voting for Joe Biden?
I'm very close to Joe Biden on a social matter and on a political matter. I've worked with him for 35, 40 years, and he is now the candidate, and I will be voting for him.
So you worked with Joe 94 crime bill for 35 years. So you are very complicit in the 94 crime bill, right? Okay, and why are we even listening to a motherfucker that worked for the most corrupt presidency probably in the United States, the Bush administration, who you lied to the American people and said they had weapons of mass destruction when there were clearly no weapons of mass destruction. So we can go to a fake war, make money, fuck with the economy, and kill innocent people to take over their land sources, their land, wealth, and their resources over there. This is what Colin Powell was a part of. So now we listening to him, which he don't give a fuck about no niggas either. This is all political strategy. That's why they got all these black folk on TV that are safe talking about voting. Don't y'all think it's ironic all of a sudden they talking about voting? Everybody's talking about voting. Lakeisha Barnes, y'all want to make a change? Take y'all damn ass down there to the poll and vote. Bitch, fuck you. What you mean? You doing the bidding for their asses. Stop it. That's the problem, man. The people, the Angela Rye, all these people that's telling people, consciously telling people to go vote, knowing how corrupt this system is, y'all wrong for that. No, you should be telling the black folks, hold your vote until they do something specifically for y'all. But no, you don't want to lose your position as being the mayor or the governor or councilman or alderman or whatever the fuck it is. So you going to go out there and convince motherfuckers to do whatever the fuck it is to make it easy for you, and that's fine. That's fine. But I'm here to tell you, that's a bunch of bullshit.
There are a lot of independent voters out there, or moderates, Democrats and Republicans, who might be concerned that the Democratic Party is drifting too far to the left. And they hear your comments about President Trump. Why is it so important to you that President Trump not be reelected?
Because I think he has been not an effective president. He lies all the time. He began lying the day of inauguration when we got into an argument.
So Trump lies all the time. Colin Powell, stop it. You lied to the American people about weapons of mass destruction. So stop it. See, that's what motherfuckers be forgetting. Now, where are my people at? Dig up the shit on him. How he lied to the American people about weapons of mass destruction, knowing wasn't no weapons out there. And went with the lie. Stop it. But now all of a sudden, Donald Trump is the bad guy. See how they trying to... I'm not saying Donald Trump is good, because Donald Trump is a racist too. He's upholding racism, white supremacy. But he's an equal opportunity racist. See, that's the difference. He's not just focusing on black people. He's focusing on them immigrants and all these other motherfuckers that don't belong here that's getting unearned benefits. That's the thing that we need. A motherfucker that take the heat off us a little bit and concentrate on all these other fucking racial groups. But see, they want a Democrat in office, a liberal, who's just going to concentrate on anti-black racism.
About the size of the crowd that was there. People are writing books about his favorite thing of lying, and I don't think that's in our interest. I didn't vote for him in 2006. The situation for 2020, in my mind, in my life, has gotten worse. Every American citizen has...
But it's got worse first when you lied to the American people and said that there was weapons of mass destruction during the Bush administration, the second one, and there never was any weapons of mass destruction. We went to war for nothing, talking about we going to go find bin Laden. He's supposed to be in Afghanistan. We're going to Iraq. So stop it. And you were complicit with it. So how does that make Joe Biden any different from you or you any different from him? Or Donald Trump? Y'all all the same. Stop it. This is all theater. These niggas are actors. And the award goes to Colin Powell is the equivalency to Amy Cooper. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, police. There's an African-American man threatening my life. He's threatening my dog and my life. Send someone quick. That shit.
Sit down, think it through, and make a decision on their own. Don't listen to everybody out there. Don't read every newspaper. Think it through. Use your common sense and say, is this good for my country? Before you say this is good for me.
No, Sambos, Coons, Steven from Django's, tell him about the Gunline Boss, and motherfucking Hayward Shepherds are not good for this country. It's definitely not good for native black folk. It's not good for us. Because y'all be out there cooning and tap dancing. It's like, damn, man. So you still finna push this political bullshit after you done lied and done all this other shit? I guess.
I have a lot of people who are earning great wealth. And when I've talked to some of them, they said, well,
like you.
The economy's doing great. I'm doing great. The economy exists for all of the American people, not just you doing great or me doing better. So what we have to do now is reach out to the whole people. Watch these demonstrations. Watch these protests.
He said reach out to the whole people. You notice he never said black at all.
And rather than curse them, embrace them to see what it is we have to do to get out of this situation that we find ourselves in now. We're America. We're Americans. We can do this. We have the ability to do it, and we ought to do it. Make America not just great, but strong and great for all Americans.
Stop it, Colin Coon Powell. Man, I can't listen no more. That's enough. I put the music back on. What the fuck was that? Nigga, stop it. Just like I was watching on Twitter, that shit had me rolling. Jacob Frey or Fry or whatever the fuck that nigga's name is, from white dude from Minnesota, who's the mayor, and he gonna go to the defund the police department. And they was like, do you plan on defunding the police department? But this sister was gangster about it, though. See, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Here, I'm about to play it right now. Let me see if they. All right, let me see. Because I'm about to see if I can play it, man. This shit had me dying. Man, this lady, this sister was going hard on his ass. And he tried to go over there and coon and bug dance and white splain. And she was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to see I hope they play it. I just be getting tired of these bullshit ass commercials. Damn, man. Internet is worse than TV. They don't even want to play the video. They, want to play these goddamn bullshit ass commercials and shit. But man.
To defund police departments. Now what that means is they want cities to spend less money on punishment and policing and more money on community services.
In Minneapolis, the mayor responded to the calls for action, saying that he did not support the defunding movement. His response was met with this.
See, they're not playing the whole
The mayor
thing.
was booed off stage. His office tells CNN that he is committed to structural reforms, but does not support abolishing or defunding.
Exactly. You see? And that means this. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm still for the team of racism and white supremacy. See, they ain't gonna play the real one. Because the real one, that sister was gangster with it. That sister was, they not gonna play the real one. Because the real one, this sister was like, so you plan on defunding? She was like, so you plan on defunding the police department? He's like, no, I don't agree with that. She's like, then get the fuck out of here then. That's exactly what you're saying. Boo, get your ass the fuck up out of here. And that's how we need to be with these politicians. Stop cooning, stop samboing, stop anything they say, you holding on to it and thinking that they really care about you. Stop that shit. Oh, Shawnee, what's happening? Hey, Shawnee, did you see the Jacob Frey? Oh my God, they got that nigga up out the paint. That shit was so funny. That nigga, look, y'all gotta go. I think it's on YouTube. Here, I'm gonna try to find it. Hold on. Let me see, I'm gonna try to go find it. Cause I think Hold on. Because if it's CNN, no. I want to see the one on YouTube. Here we go. Here we go. I found that shit. Here we go. Now listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. This is how black folk need to be.
Listen up, y'all. Listen up. Jacob Fry, we have a yes or no question for you. Yes or no, will you commit to defunding Minneapolis Police Department?
She said we have a yes or no question for you. Yes or no, do you commit to defunding the police department?
What did I say?
See, he started white-splaining. Wait, what? What do you mean?
No more police. Is that clear? We don't want people with guns toting around in our community, shooting us down. You have an answer? It is a yes or a no. It is a yes or a no. Will you defund the Minneapolis Police Department? All right, be quiet, y'all. Be quiet, because it's important that we actually hear this. It's important that we hear this, because if y'all don't know, he's up for re-election next year.
See, that's just to call his ass out. See, that's how y'all need to be. See, politics. See, that's how black folk need to be. Ain't no more being nice. This is quid pro quo. That's powernomics. That's what that is. That's Dr. Claude Anderson. Man, I don't want to hear all the niggas explaining, all the whites explaining. Yes or no? What are you doing for us? Because we gonna be for re-elections. Watch what she say.
He's up for re-election next year. And if he says no, guess what the fuck we gonna do next year?
You heard what she said? And if he says no, guess what the fuck we gonna do? Vote his ass the fuck up out of there. And then we gonna get somebody in there, black folk, not that bullshit. See, that's how you play group economics, group politics. You don't play this we shall overcome and shaking hands and fucking doing a goddamn electric slide with the police department. That's some Sambo coon buck dancing, tell him about the gun line, Hayward Shepherd, Uncle Tom, motherfucking Steven from Django bullshit. That's what that is.
Loud and clear. Louder. All right. You're wasting our time. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Go home, Jacob. Go home. 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 Shame, 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 shame.
And that's how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. She got that mic and said, get the fuck out of here. Go home, Jacob, go. And remember, he was sobbing and crying over that casket. You didn't give a fuck about him, because if you gave a fuck about him, you'd be like, all right, we're going to defund the police department for right now, and we got to come with something else. We need to come with some rules and regulations. Matter of fact, I'm going to take people from the community, and y'all going to help us write these laws and these policies for this police union. And if they don't enact it, we just ain't going to have no police. Fuck all that. Because y'all can't be doing that shit while I'm in office. That's what you'd have done, but you didn't do that. You walked around, you cried, you sobbed, you act like you was for niggas when you really clearly wasn't. What I keep telling y'all, racism is a team sport. And now we're coming together as a team. As Morpheus said about Neo, he's beginning to believe. Now black folks start to see. Now they starting to see like, oh, these motherfuckers really don't fuck with us. And listen as they cheer his ass the fuck up out of there.
Shame, 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 shame. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
That's what he did. Did you hear somebody say, what did he come out here for? See, we have to question everything. If you don't question everything, these motherfucking white folk gonna tap dance and look, they gonna do just like what Pink did to the black community. Pink's ugly ass, let me tell you something. Pink is the epitome of what white folk do. She knew she couldn't make it in white society because she's an ugly bitch. She didn't look like Britney Spears. See, Britney Spears already had made it. That was the template of the type of a white girl they wanted. So she knew she didn't have no chance. So what did she do? She started going over to the black folk and singing black music as a white person, knowing how accepting we would be of her. Then once she got on, what did she do? She started singing, baby, 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 please, baby, baby, please, and all this white bullshit. And it's like, well, whatever happened to There You Go Looking Pitiful, all the R&B shit? And I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. That ain't no motherfucking black music. But all of a sudden, you love black. You don't love black. No, you use that to get on. And now you don't even fuck with black music. It is like black music don't even exist to you. That's what they do to us. Every chance they get. All of them. All of them. Until we have a strict formula of, nope, you can't come over here. That's why in the 90s, white people couldn't just do our music. Because it was such a cadence and such an algorithm behind it, you couldn't do it. Now we gave all the algorithm away and all the shit away to every other racial group. They come, they co-opt our shit, and then they're the naysayers to put other people on. So I'm glad that those people in this, and I was like, well, what the fuck he come over here for? No, he came over there to try to rock niggas to sleep. That's what he did.
That was pointless. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what I'm talking about. Get the fuck out of here, Jacob Frey. You are not for the black community. You sobbing and crying because you're up for re-election. And if I was those black folks, I'd get his ass the fuck up out of there and find your own goddamn candidate. And that's all that needs to be said. And that's how black folk need to be. Let me cut the music back on. Oh, what's going on? I see y'all. What's going on, Shawty? What's going on, Tasha? I see y'all. That's exactly how black folk need to be. That's it. That's how black folk need to be. Black folk do not need to be sitting up here buck dancing and fucking doing an electric slide with the police department, man. Stop all that shit. Let's stop focusing on, well, there's good cops and they're bad. Stop all that. That's what I like to call the alligator role. When you see an alligator or a crocodile alligator, when they get you in that water, they start turning. They turn to break your bones. They try to take you all the way up under the water, drown you, suffocate you, have you all discombobulated so you forgetting about what you got going on. That's what they do. And that's what, for me, that's what the dominant society is doing. Rocking us the fuck to sleep. That's why they trying to focus on every other thing. What I tell you about Twitter, that's why I was like, I'm going to get to the motherfuckers on Twitter when I get off this shit. I'm just doing my podcast right now. But let me tell you, I've been on their ass on Twitter. No, nigga, you will not talk about the Jewish Holocaust, which did not happen on U.S. soil. I said, well, the first terrorist act committed against black folk was Tulsa, Oklahoma. What is you talking about? When you start hitting people with facts, they get mad, start name calling. That's why it's about keeping our composure and staying on the prize, calling out the sambos and coons and the motherfuckers that you know are counterproductive. See, when white folks see a Ben Carson, and when they see a Colin Coon pal, when they seen those type of motherfuckers, that makes them excited because they feel like, okay, cool, we can relax now. And the reason why they feel like they can relax is because they feel like, all right, as long as we got those sambos doing the bidding for us, we don't have to worry about really giving up any power or any land or any resources, because those people are not asking for land or resources. Now, Bob Johnson is. Bob Johnson's talking about reparations, $100 trillion, whatever. But my thing is this, why do we have to talk about it? And notice, why does there have to be a study for reparations for black folk who built the country, but there's no study for the Jewish community, and they receive reparations every year? Ask your boy Bernie Sanders, who voted for reparations for the Jewish community, but against reparations for black folk. So fuck Bernie Sanders too. Joe Biden, all of them, they are all the same. Don't let them fool you with this rhetoric about Donald Trump is this evil boogeyman and he's Freddy Krueger. Look, it's like dealing with Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers and Jason. They all gonna kill you. Just which one is gonna be more sadistic at doing it? They all gonna kill you. Ain't none of them gonna be nice to you. Ain't none of them gonna be your friend and that. No, that's just not how I go. Stop it. But I think for For a moment, we were so focused on George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and all, black folk that lost their lives to anti-black racism and racism, white supremacy. It was too hard for white folk or any other racial group to co-opt it. But now that we want everybody to be let in and you got everybody holding their Black Lives Matter, and now don't be fooled by all these corporations jumping on the Black Lives Matter. That's some bullshit. Because if that's the case, they'd have been doing this shit a long time ago. One, I'm gonna do the 1, 2, 3, and 4. Two, if they really cared about black folk, why don't you take a look at their rostrum and the people that they employ at these Fortune 500s and see how many black folk are in charge. Just go take a look. Go look at the Fortune 500 companies. All these companies that's talking about we stand with black lives and we're for black lives and anti-racism. Racism is not tolerated. Stop it. There's so much racism at these corporate plantations. It's sickening. Look at Drew Brees. We're talking about George Floyd and LeBron says, now you see why Colin Kaepernick was protesting? And this motherfucker was like, well, he ain't gonna be disrespecting the flag. You might as well say, well, fuck that nigga. That's what you might as well have said, Drew Brees. Then Roger Goodell comes out, walks back the statement. Then Drew Brees walks back the statement. Now you understand why we protesting? Roger Goodell, stop it. Y'all need to stop it with the pandering and the caping and the bullshit. You are cold busted. This is a team sport, and y'all been practicing this anti-black racism and white supremacy shit for 400 years. None of y'all have ever wanted to talk about race and talk about how it affects black people. That's why black people have to have such tough skin. That's why we are such a special people. Because we can't talk about it. How you gonna talk about it with your supervisor at work and they white? They don't understand what it is to be black. Most of them, if you even bring it up, they'll try to make you feel bad for bringing it up. They'll treat you like you shot the sheriff. Like you the reason why racism. You should have seen what these motherfuckers. Follow me at Warren Like These though. On Twitter, I'm telling you. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm telling you right now, you'll see all these dominant white society motherfuckers trying to alligator roll me in. Oh, well, black people started raising white. I'm like, man, you are agent provocateur. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That's why motherfuckers like Drew Brees, oh, stop it. All those black players should call him out. All those black players should call Drew Brees out for the bullshit. I was looking at this actor. His name is Andre Fuller. He's on Black Jesus. He tweeted how he was like, yeah, I played against Drew Brees in high school. And the people that came from his high school we're white, we're wealthy, and we're privileged. Or some shit like that. Drew Brees grew up privileged, man. Please stop it. That's exactly why you was quick to see, because he thought white folk was going to back him up. But he didn't get that. They changed the narrative on his ass. And it was like, whoa, we ain't on that now. You know why they not on that? Because they need black people to fund this shit because black folk getting tired of the bullshit. Let's suppose all black folks like, fuck it, I'll just be poor. I don't even want to play football no more. Fuck NFL. Go get some other niggas. Go to Africa and get them. I'm good. I don't want to do it. Then the NFL will be in trouble because we make up, 85% of the NFL? Stop it. Even the quarterback position is racist, if you ask me. Every white quarterback is the greatest quarterback ever. Then you put a black quarterback in there, he's scrutinized. Oh, or he goes to prison for killing dogs. Not human beings, but dogs. He went to prison, federal prison for killing dogs, and these officers are still walking around for killing human beings. Unarmed. So y'all go deal with that. Stop it. Cam Newton. He can't say one thing. He's vilified. Any black quarterback, oh, he's this, he's that. It's all this pressure. Then it was a white quarterback. Oh, he's the best. And he's amazing. Tom Brady cheated, inflated those footballs, had text messages talking about how he was cheating, and they still, as known as the greatest dynasty. How are you the greatest dynasty and you cheating? And then that's the first part. The second part was they were video recording other fucking football teams' practices. So they knew all the plays. Stop it. Stop it, Bill Belichick. You're a cheater. But did you see the NFL be like, oh, well, we're taking back your trophies. But because a nigga take a little bit of money in college, they'll take everything from him. Reggie Bush took a little bit of money. Oh, no. Take his Heisman. Fuck that nigga. You ain't even go here no more. We take you down for everything in USC. That's what they do to you. But motherfuckers can full-fledged cheat, and these motherfuckers act like ain't nothing going on. Stop it. Stop it. That's what that mayor get for thinking he was gonna walk his ass around all them white folks and thinking that, all them black folks, and thinking them black folks was just gonna smile with him, and they was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm telling you, man, nothing is going to change unless you are you fight aggression with aggression, or everybody just say, fuck it, then we not working, we not going to. If all the black people, 40 million black people, all the black people that play the major sports out here, football, basketball, United States of America, nope, you're not playing it, fuck it. Go get some other niggas. Matter of fact, you can't, because we all in solidarity. We all on code. Fuck y'all. We want more black owners, and no, we doing it to our terms. Then the motherfuckers will be like, oh, but what about this money? Nigga be like, fuck your money. See, that's Muhammad Ali style, but it's hard, though, and I get it, because this system is set up for you to be in debt. It's not set up for you to be comfortable. It's set up for you to be in debt. That's why you constantly working. That's why you look at Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's whole head is gray. He got to dye his whole head, because you constantly got to be here and there and everywhere, and anytime you say anything, you got to walk back your statements, and man, fuck all that. And they put niggas through all this grief, and then when a nigga say one thing about racism, it's like, here you go. You always bringing up slavery. That's how they got niggas feeling. That's why niggas don't like to talk about racism. Because when you do talk about it, the first thing is white people start possessing white fragility. And their privilege comes out and they get offended like, well, I got black friends. That doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have anti-black racism in your heart. How do you treat black people at work? Do you go out of your way to use your white privilege to oppress that black person? Because there's a lot of white folk that do it. They act like they don't, but they do it. Oh, I've seen it a million times at the corporate. Every corporate plantation I've worked at, I've seen it done. And at every corporate plantation, I've seen a nigga or a woman be a mammy or a sambo. And I've always seen it blow up in their face. I worked with this one lady, and she started off cool and all that, and she started being a mammy, thinking she was going to move up the corporate ladder, and they ended up firing that bitch. That's what you get. You want to treat all the niggas like shit and tell the niggas we need to go to school and be condescending. And I'm just looking at this bitch like, man, nigga, what? I can't get props for just going to work and not being a bum? But now I got to go to school. Nigga, school ain't for me. School ain't for everyone. I knew that then. Now I don't want to go to school. I'm like, nigga, I just want to pay off my car, my little raggedy-ass car. No, nigga, can I do that? Can I live a little bit? But this how motherfucker want to treat you. Oh, well, you know, woo. Then I'm like, all right. She treated other niggas I know like that. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. Then when they didn't, then when them white folks did the woo-wop on that bitch, okay, we done with you mammying. Next, then it's, oh, fuck them. You see how a nigga will go to the system looking for a deal, and then when the system, the dominant society, aka racism, white supremacy, turns their ass down, then they go back to black people talking shit about that oppressive system. That's why I said, no diss to Jay-Z, but where's Hov at? You made a deal with the NFL. Now the NFL is walking back their statement. See? That's what happens when you do business like white folk. Well, I stand with Colin Kaepernick, but let me make a deal because I'm going to make the change. You know, we're beyond protest, right? Isn't that what he said? Now, the NFL's like, no, we're not. Black people make up the NFL. Now what? And that's what all y'all niggas get defending that move. Because I was like, that's some bogus shit. But it doesn't surprise me because you're only allowed to be a billionaire because you safe. They're not going to allow. Look, the last billionaire that I know that wasn't safe was Muammar Gaddafi, and they fucking killed his ass. Stop it. Stop it. Here, I'm going to play a little bit of this interview as they asking one of the city council what they plan on doing. And watch them whites playing. Because, you know, they be doing a lot of whites playing too. And, oh, well, we going to do this and this and that. And it don't have shit to do with black folk. You know, and they, oh, but we're thinking about doing this. And then they'll throw in the people of color and minorities. Wait, hold on. But then you be like, no, but what are you doing specifically for black folk to change the narrative with these police killing us? Oh, but we're going to implement this and this and that. And then we're going to take out the chokehold. Okay, but what are y'all doing that's going to stop them from harassing black folk and killing us with impunity. Then they'll get to white-splaining again. Oh, well, that bullshit.
He's the president of the Minneapolis City Council. Ms. Bitter, we heard today those same calls to defund the police. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I just stood with a total of 9 members of the Minneapolis City Council, and we committed to dismantling policing as we know it in the city of Minneapolis and to rebuild with our community a new model of public safety that actually keeps our community safe.
See, that's what Jacob Frey should have said. He should have been like, well, I think we need to dismantle the police department and defund them so we can figure something out. Even if he stuck his foot in his mouth, he could have just been like, fuck it, I'll stick my foot in my mouth. I might not even have a job after this, but fuck it. Because this shit got to stop. Like, this shit is definitely got to stop because those police officers that assassinated George, they do not represent law enforcement. They do not represent the city council or the mayor's office. But no, them motherfuckers, I can't agree with that. They get the fuck up out of here then.
And we're hearing loud and clear from thousands of voices in our streets, here in the park today, phone calls, emails, that right now our police department is not making our community feel safe.
Notice that. Not making our community feel safe. See, we talking all around it. No, they're not making black folks feel safe.
And so our commitment is that every single member of our community have that safety and security that they need, you know, that have that housing, that healthcare, that education, all of it together that helps keep our communities safe.
Yeah, but we're not talking about healthcare and all. See, healthcare and all that bullshit, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm talking about what are you going to do to stop the anti-black racism coming from those race soldiers?
And to really work with our community over the next year to imagine what that looks like, to build that system, including everyone.
And can you clarify something? So when people say defund the police or dismantle the police, there's seems a bit of a confusion in some parts of the country on does that mean you abolish the police? Do you get rid of it altogether? Do you rebuild? We had on our air this morning on State of the Union Representative Karen Bass, the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, who was saying that she herself isn't in favor of getting rid of police, but refocusing on funding on areas where it's needed. What does that mean to you? Are you talking about just getting police together, or getting rid of them together, or starting something new? What does that mean here in Minneapolis?
Yeah, thank you. What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, we're a relatively small city with about $1 billion annual budget, and we're about to cut, our departments across the board because of the economic crisis and the COVID crisis. In the past, I've supported and attempted to, and sometimes successfully moved funding out of the police department into community-based safety strategies. So that is what I think about when I think about that ask, is that
yeah, but you're not answering the question, though.
instead of investing in more policing, that we invest in those alternatives, those community-based strategies. We did a big analysis of 911. Why are people in Minneapolis calling for help, and what do they need? And we found that people need mental health services. They need health services.
See, there we go. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Alligator roll deflection. She just babbling and deflecting and just alligator rolling. Oh, well, we did a study on 911. What the fuck does that got to do with George Floyd being murdered? And what you should have been saying is we're trying to make sure this never happens again in our city where any black man that's walking up and down the street doesn't get pulled over and gets killed on camera because he's black. Nobody is saying that, but everybody's talking about mental health and taking some of the fun and maybe too much policing and all that. That's just alligator rolling. I'm telling you, go watch Alligator. When an alligator gets it, snap you, take you in that water and start turning you around and trying to, like a snake. But take you in that water. And that's what I call it, the alligator roll, the deflection. You don't even know what's going on. They take you on a fucking roller coaster, and then when you're done at the roller coaster, you're going to be like, okay, well, what was my question again? Oh, no, I answered it already.
And fire. So we've already started to shift those responses away from an armed police officer to these other community resources. And that's what I think about when I imagine where we're going forward in Minneapolis.
Yeah, nah. That to me, that's a nothing. That's a cold water sandwich is what that is.
This is Shauna. She values her family. She values
That's what that is. That's a cold water sandwich. All right, for sure. I'll holler at you. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's a cold water sandwich is what that is. That is basically alligator rolling and that is a deflection. So let this be a lesson to all y'all. Go watch the news. Get on Twitter. See what's going on. Check out the Mark Wahlbergs, the anti-black racism from him. See, now white folks, I'll give them that. They are calling out a lot of white people. See, what's about to happen is anybody that has possessed a racist bone in their body but has put it out there, you ain't going to be able to take it back because motherfucker going to be like, yep, and look at this motherfucker from 20 years ago. This is what he said. That's what's about to happen. Watch. And then those white people going to be white-splaining. Oh, well, no, I didn't mean it like that. Like, Wahlberg, stop it. Mark Wahlberg has always possessed anti-black racism. It just, telling white people is like, it's preaching to the choir to me because they don't care. Now, all of a sudden, everybody kind of cares about it because it's a national thing. But like I said before, all these corporations that's jumping on the bandwagon, man, they all full of shit. Because if they wasn't, black folks wouldn't get treated the way they get treated in this country on these corporate plantations. Like I said, go work at a job for a couple of years and see how white folks treat you. If they can, they'll make the nigga jokes. They'll be trying to touch your hair and why you wear your hair and ask you dumb questions and any type of political thing. What do you think about that? Jerome? What do you think about the protest, Jerome? That shit. Then you got to deal with the coons and sambos that like will talk shit about the black protesters in front of other white people. I've been around. That's why I'm very, very much an introvert when it comes to the corporate plantation, when it comes to social issues, because people, for the most part, they're not ignorant. They just play dumb. And they don't want to read and research. They don't want to read books. And I do. So my tolerance level is very, very, very low. Because I don't be having time for that shit. Did you hear Hillary Clinton was in court for those emails and the child sex ring the day of the social media blackout? Oh, yeah, I didn't hear about that. Oh, yeah, she's a part of that child sex ring with motherfucking Jeffrey Epstein. That bitch is gonna allocate. Why you think she's so quiet and ain't saying shit? Fuck that bitch. I hope they throw the book at that bitch's big head. That's what she get. Talking about Margaret Sanger, her hero. Margaret Sanger wanted to exterminate black people. She said black people were like weeds that needed to be exterminated. Go read the Negro Project. Bitch ain't give a fuck about no black folk. And neither did Bill Clinton. These fucking pedophile-ass Caucasian motherfuckers behind the scenes doing all the work of the guy of Shaitan. That's what they doing. The devil's work. And then get before you and talk about how they gonna change America. Nigga, stop it. Stop it. Yeah, she's in court for them emails. Look, they so bold, they'll send an email on some motherfucking pedophile type shit. Nigga, what? Stop it. But this is what happens in everyday society. It's just we think it's not real because we feel like, oh, well, nah, man, they ain't gonna do that. Man, but stop it. They got money and wealth. Man, look, let me tell you something. If you don't think somebody's corrupt, go read this book, The Borgias. Go read about Cesare Borgia. The goddamn corruptest family in Rome. Who your Jesus is painted after. Motherfuckers was running game the whole goddamn time. So if they're doing that in the 1400s, the 1300s, if the goddamn Merovingians, if the Merovingians was running the same goddamn game and talking about, oh, well, if we don't like what's going on, we'll just say the devil made them do it type shit. If they was running them games and playing all these games, then what do y'all think these fucking white folks is doing today that's in position of power? They ain't doing nothing no different than what the fuck was going on back in the day. I'm reading that book, The Borgia, that motherfucking Pope Rodrigo, Cesare and them, they was getting it in. Talking about turn all the candles off and everybody take off all their clothes. I'd have been like, wait, hold on, nigga. What you mean everybody take off all their clothes? Nah, nigga, and keep the candle on, motherfucker. You on some other shit. And all y'all niggas get the fuck out of here. But now y'all bitches can take y'all clothes off, though. And I might take my pants off, but hold on. I'm going to keep my shoes on just in case. But that's the type of shit that they was doing. So it's like, if they was doing that back 1400, 1300, then what the fuck you think they doing now? It's just more covert. It's like racism. It's just more covert. That's all it is. Stop buying into the mantra that, oh, well, we together. Look, there is no coalition. Stop it. As Dr. Claude Anderson teaches, black folks in this country have no friends and no allies. You have no friends and no allies, so stop acting like you do. So no, the Latino community, no. Stop depending on every other community to speak up and out about your issues. All they gonna do is watch from afar, and then when the ball gets rolling, they gonna wanna join it. That's how it always works. Stop it. But I'm that person that's gonna call them to the floor and be like, but y'all didn't build this country. That's why I wish somebody would have pulled that sheriff in Texas and started saying, hey man, what you said was incorrect. And that's a misnomer, and that's a false narrative that you're putting out there to my people that y'all built the country with us. Y'all didn't. I got way too many books that teaches us different. So if you can find me the books where your people built this country and your people are related to Benjamin Banneker and related to all the other slaves that built this country, okay, then we can talk. But if you do not have a trace of native black blood, stop saying that. See, we got to stop. Well, we can't really correct them because we're trying to build a coalition, man. Fuck all that coalition. You're not at work. This is real life. Where George Floyd got killed because of the color of his skin. And that white police officer knew him. And they worked together at security. And when they worked the close security, he was extra aggressive towards the black folk. So he probably didn't even like George Floyd. He knew who George Floyd was. He knew who he was. That was premeditated murder. That's why the other cops, the training officer was like, well, I was just doing what my training officer told me to do. Man, stop it. Stop it. Then you're not a human being. Just sit there and watch some motherfucker just keep their knee on somebody's neck till he died and he peeing on himself. Stop. Stop believing in Joe Biden and all these other motherfuckers just because they see. If y'all hear any black person talking about, yeah, man, that's why we got to get Trump out of there. Look at him and be like, why? What's different from Trump and Joe Biden? Well, because Joe Biden ran from Obama said, yeah, but you know he was a part of the 94 crime bill, right? That put over 500,000 people in jail. Well, how you know that? I read the new Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. Oh, well, man, and you know him and Obama just extended those policies that were put in place. They didn't help black folk. They didn't do a damn thing for black people. That's why on Twitter, one of the homies on Twitter was like, name me one specific thing that Obama did for black folk. Some bitch was like, oh, my brother's keeper. Man, they was letting that bitch have it. My brother's keeper? That was for minorities and people of color. That wasn't specifically for no black folk. Stop it. Y'all need to stop and wake up, man. Understand, these people do not care about y'all. Y'all go read. Do the research for yourself. But shit, hey, man, I'll check out either tomorrow or Tuesday. Probably tomorrow. Maybe Tuesday. I'm going to be on, depending on what the fuck go on. I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. Hey, this is the No I Don't Know TV. You know what the fuck it is. I'm Warren G. If you see a nigga out there cooning and samboing, talk about, well, you know, all lives matter too, man. Because black people out there, they being destructive. Guilty, nigga. Sambo. I'm out. Peace.